Hey fellow tennis nerds, I hope all is well. Something a little bit different today. A string review with a string that has a unique idea behind it. It's from Luxilon, the Belgian string brand, and the quite premium strings they offer at prices that are premium too, but usually you get good quality strings for what you pay. And they have released a new string, not too much fanfare, I haven't seen much about it, called Power Vibe. So the idea with this string is to create a feel that is more dampened than Power. Power is quite a stiff string. This is also relatively stiff. It's between Power and 4G, which is a stiffer string, but it has a dampening feel to it. And how do they do that? Well, this sounds a bit like they took some interesting drugs before, but they actually ground down their legacy dampener into the mix of an Power. So it turned into this. I probably added some coloring agent to make it white, but it's a string made with string and dampeners into the mix. So the idea is to create a dampening of the whole string bed, and it actually works. It actually feels really dampened. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea to have a dampened feel in the string bed, but I personally like this string quite a lot. And it's going to be around $21 or euros. Check it out at Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only. If you use my links in the description, I get a small commission at no extra cost. So big thanks if you do. So how does it play? Well, the string actually plays very controlled, holds tension exceptionally well. Like 4G more than Power, in my opinion. I think Power sometimes it's a bit overrated because it doesn't hold tension as well. I prefer this string in feel and tension maintenance and control over Power actually. It's been a very good string for me. I've used it in the soft drive where I lost the footage sadly. Shit happens. And in the 6195, where I played it kind of extensively, and it's been a really good combo, gives me great control. I don't have to restring as often because the tension is so good, and I'm not a string breaker anyway. So for me, it's just been a very good string test this. And I was a bit surprised when I strung it up. It has a kind of a coarse feel to it, so it doesn't really allow for a lot of string movement. So for you spin players who want massive snapback where the strings move and then snap back into place, this is not the string for you. This plays more like you have strung up a full string bed of natural gut at a high tension. The strings don't really want to move so much, and they have a bit of a clickety-clack sound when you move them. Very good control, good tension. Killed the launch angle a little bit in the soft drive, which is great for me because that string bed is just very open and has a tendency to sail the ball. So if you want to reduce the way the ball shoots out from the string bed, I also think this Power Vibe is a good string. I would actually not be surprised to see it played more now on the ATP and WTA Tour because it's a string that many pros who use 4G or Power might actually be interested in because it lands in the middle. Question, is it arm friendly? No, it's a pretty stiff string. I have not felt any issues at all, either in the soft drive or in the 6195. But its stiffness is in between and 4G, so it's not going to be there to kind of save your elbow. If you have elbow problems, don't use a full bed of poly anyway. Go for a multi or at least a hybrid. So it's a controlled string, a stiffer string, but the feeling is a lot less stiff than many other strings, and that's what I really like. The sensation of the string is dampened, but not too dampened. I still feel the ball, which is very important. If you lose the feel of the ball, then it's a different story. We're all kind of different people, so when you play it, maybe you will feel like it's too dampened, but I didn't have that problem during my playtest. So let's look at some pros and cons of the new Luxilon Power Vibe string. Plus tension maintenance, it's held tension incredibly well for me, really happy with that one. Where Power I feel like loses out relatively quickly, this one has held on really well, more like 4G. Control, like 4G, excellent. Spin potential, it's not a spin string. If you're a spin player, you want extra rotations on the ball, this is not the string for you. It kind of stays in place as I said, so that's not the main characteristic of the string. It can provide spin, of course, decent spin, but it's not the main point of this string. And the feel, that's a question mark. Do you like a dampened feel? Do you like a very, direct feel, a lot of feedback? Depends, it's up to you. Some players love dampened rackets or dampened strings, some don't. I kind of prefer more dampened strings than dampened rackets overall. So this one is dampened, but not too much in my opinion. All the power vibe, really like this play test, like control-oriented strings, work well for me. Let me know if you tried it, and if you want more info about tennis gear and the chat function with me and so on, go to patreon.com/tennisnerd and become a member. That's all for this one. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.